Hey y'all. So, okay. So, okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was once upon a time there was women. And society is changing now. I see, and it could just be the algorithm that I'm on and things that I'm, watching and things like that. But I'm watching these things because I agree with them, of course, right? So they come across my algorithm. And when you watch something, then what the algorithm will do is target what you are watching and put more of that in your view. So you may feel like, oh, I'm going crazy. Oh, the world is going crazy. The world is like this. The world is like this. No, since you watch that news little thing, now you're seeing more crime because the algorithm has made it in your view that you like watching stuff like this. So do keep in mind of things like that, okay? So you're not going crazy. You chill out. It's just because social media, the platform, the algorithm has chosen what you like to watch and giving you what you like to watch. You like to watch crime, you're going to watch a lot of crime. You like to watch makeup, you're going to watch a lot of makeup. If you like to watch this, that, that's what you're going to get, okay? But I also feel that it has become a wave of just women, knowing their worth and, becoming more self-indulgent and becoming more, aware of themselves and what they want, what they're not settling for anymore, and things like that. And, there are, now these days there's a lot of men against women or women against men talks and things like that. And I just kind of ignore those things because it's just too much drama. But, and some things I just kind of like harp on. I'm like, okay, let me listen a little bit of what they're talking about, then turn it off. Okay. But I wanted to touch on the subject of building with the individual. And do keep in mind, if you feel like you want to get into a relationship, and you believe that two people are supposed to build with one another, meaning from ground up, like you come into the relationship with nothing, they come into the relationship with nothing, and y'all both are working together, equal energy, okay? Keep in mind, equal energy. This person is pouring into you. You are pouring into them. No one-sided stuff. Both equal energy. They're supporting what you got going on. You're supporting what he got going on, and she's supporting what you got going on. I think I said that right. So, that's building. Okay. No one is sitting there one-sided, getting jealous, being in competition, getting mad because this person's succeeding ahead of them. One person's acting like the dead horse, and the other person has to pull this person along with them, and that person's getting tired because this person's moving faster than this person. No. If you're building with each other, it's equal energy. Okay? Now, there are some people out there like that. And then you have your other side of people who, mostly women, who don't believe in building with a man, who don't believe in building with a man who has a strong body, strong mind, who's capable of going, who has the highest sex drive of well, we the only two human species, female and male, than women do, because their stamina is in their testosterone, basically speaks for itself, who basically is the strongest breed in basically ruling the world, basically, male energy. Okay. Male energy, yes. Patriarchy, yes. But we're not going to get in patriarchy. We know that the world is ruled by dominant masculine energy. Okay. And how us women are becoming aligned with this oh, sorry. Dominant masculine. I have my throat's a little bit scratchy. Gosh. Coming aligned with this dominant masculine energy is basically being tapped into their feminine energy, and not just the outward appearance, but taking care of themselves, self-care, self-love, being in this dainty, soft girl type era, getting back to the basics of just loving on themselves and nurturing themselves, and not sitting there providing for a grown man. Okay. And what I noticed is that a lot of women are tired. A lot of women has woken up and saying that, wait a minute, why am I taking care of you? Why am I taking care of you? A grown figure body, masculine man. And I said this on one of my posts, that can literally off me with their bare hands. Right? And you can be like, well, a woman can do the same thing by just using what, but you can get to them faster. Okay? You can get to them faster. And anyway, I digress. But we look around, and a lot of if you listen to these videos of real red pill men talks and stuff like that, there are men talking about, well, they wanted too much and blah, 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 blah. But they wasn't complaining before. We were the one complaining. We were the ones asking a lot of men to get off the couch and stop playing a video game. We were the one having to chase after the man because we don't know if they're cheating. They're out all hours of the night. They're this, they're that, da 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 da. We were the ones babysitting and taking care of the man without a ring. We were the ones doing backflips and splits and all this stuff just to get you to stay. Okay? You wasn't complaining then. But now there's an era of most men that are complaining about why women are wearing makeup now. Why women are all of a sudden want to be provided for, and this and that and this and that and this and that. And let me tell you, it's always been in our DNA to be provided for, to be taken care of in a certain way where we're not stressed out, where we're not aging to the point where we're losing hair, having bags in our eyes, and this and that, because we're worrying about another individual, because we're not giving back to ourselves. We're not giving back the energy that we need for ourselves to be replenished, to be nurturing, to take care of our kids, to take care of everybody in the family. We can't do that because we're so stuck on building with a grown man. So by that being said, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Brianna? What are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to building with, especially the stronger the human race, human being, right? It's more logical to be separate and to get yourself together before you even get into a relationship. Have your own. Because I believe there's no such thing as building with someone. And the reason why, when you try to build with someone, it interferes with your likelihood of being your best capable self. Because like I said, when you're building with someone, you have to have equal exchange of energy. Somewhere in there, someone is being depleted. in the building process. Because a lot of times there are some people who are not that genuine, and sometimes people change just like the seasons. So just say you have two couples here, right? Oh, let's build together. Let's build together. Da, 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 da. Y'all both coming in with nothing. Okay. Y'all building together. Here comes this individual who has some intentions of manipulating the situation to get the most of the energy to have for themselves, for you to take the energy off of you so you can put it on to themselves. And now they're depleting. Now that person's getting all the energy, and now they're ahead of you, and now they're walking away because they have gotten their dose or their fame or whatever it is, their money up or whatever it is. And now you're left with nothing. You may be left with maybe a few accomplishments, but are you truly living the life that you truly desire and truly want? And you may say, well, yeah, I go on dates. I have, we go on dates, we go on vacations and okay, cool. That's nice. That's nice. You have a genuine partner. Okay. You have a genuine partner, but I'm speaking to the ones who settle for people who are so adamant of searching for someone to build with. Watch out for those people. This is what I'm talking about. Watch out for these people. Watch out for those people. I'm not saying don't get into a relationship to not build with no one. Like I said at the beginning, it has to be an equal exchange of energy. But if you have a person who is seeking and come to the table by saying, I'm looking for someone to build, and they're constantly going on and on and on and on, and why y'all should build together, or why they have a motive in place to leave you depleted, to leave you, and it's mostly, and I've seen it before, it's mostly men that do this. And for my women who sit there and agree to this, you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation. And I say dangerous because you're literally taking your life force energy, your precious energy, and placing it into another individual to prosper their life. Okay? So, and then when you are with this non-genuine person, when it comes to basically focusing on yourself, now you're in a relationship, now you're okay, I want to take time to myself, I want to focus to myself. Here they go, passive aggressive, closing cabinets, getting upset, getting mad. Now they're making up excuses and doing this, throwing a grown up tantrum tantrum, because you're not focused on them no more. You're focused on yourself. And now they want to blame you for focusing on yourself. Now they want to say that, how could you, in a way as where like, okay, let me focus more back on them because they feel in some type of way. Let me mother them, and let me nurture them, and let me do this for them, and let me do that. No, baby, that is a grown ass man. Grown ass man. You are not his mother. You are not his auntie. You are none of that. You are his woman. You are his woman. Okay? We're not taking care of grown ass men no more. We're not. Okay? You have to have the standard and the faith and the belief that you are worthy of more. And if you do have that energy within you that's saying that I will love to be provided for, I would love to be taken care of, there are men out there that are searching for women like that, who wants to take care of a woman, who wants to be with a woman who's not in their masculine all the time and trying to tell them what to do and trying to tell them how to dress, basically being their mama. There are men out there that don't like that. Okay? So just do keep in mind that if a man is so adamant to talk about building this, building that, he has a motive. Okay? He has a motive, and his motive is to prosper himself. And men get with women who are nice and who's willing to give and who's willing to babysit them and be their mom like that. Because it just, they see them as doormats. They see them as people, as individuals, as women, to just walk all over and just use. But yeah, y'all, that's all I want to say. So just be aware. Be aware, because I like to call them the building predators. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. No, let me stop. But the building predators, yeah. And I know people are going to comment and be like, oh, da, 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 da. But like I said in the beginning, equal exchange. I'm not saying that if you feel like you want to be in a relationship, there ain't nothing wrong with building with a man and things like that. Then baby, then that's on you. But equal exchange. I am trying to help you. I am trying to help you with your energy. I'm trying to keep you from looking old, looking tired, looking depleted, looking run over, being used, all this stuff. And then you're left with nothing because this person just wanted to use you to build off of you. So yeah. Y'all have a great day. Hey y'all. So I'm back. I wanted to say a few more things. I wanted to add to this. You might think, okay, well, why do men want to build with women? Why can't men just get with men? Just like women have these women groups and things like that. Why can't men get with men and they can build off each other and teach each other something? And because women tend to have these women groups, mom groups, and all these stuff. You rarely see men maybe in your community, or you rarely hear about men having certain groups. And usually it's the wealthy men or the men who have the expenses to start certain groups to better their community or better each other or to be there for each other. But the men, you don't even have to have money to even have a men's group. You don't even have to have money to even start a group of men to basically be there for each other and figure out how to make moves and how to make goals. But why do men choose women to build with? For one, women is the softer breed. Women are nurturers. Women are mothers by instinct. Women softer. Women tend to give a lot of love, okay, because it's just ingrained in us. Men, when it comes to emotions, I've heard certain tests that were done, especially like with little kids, where and you can look this up online. Even a woman talked about this that I subscribe to here on YouTube. She talked about this. She said that and I looked it up. How scientists or the doctors had put the boys and the girls together or separate, gay, and then they let them listen to a tape of a crying baby that's really frantic, crying, things like that. And what had happened was, the first thing that the girls did were trying to find solutions on trying to figure out why the baby was crying, what's going on, what does the baby need, and things like that. So what the boys did was they were tired of hearing it. So they turned the tape off. They didn't want to figure out how to stop making the baby cry. They just was tired of it. They walked away. Does that kind of sound familiar? How us grown people do in society as men and women? Women has a bigger capacity of emotions and nurturing, and they just have those neurons in their brain to give that out. Besides men don't look at a baby and they might say, oh, okay, cool. But they're not like saying, oh, I want a child. I mean, you have maybe a little small percentage of men being that way. But especially if they're tapped into their feminine energy, or they may be highly sensitive or things like that. But anyway, I digress. So why do men choose women to build with? Why do men use women to come up in life? Like I said, we tend to give more. We tend to give love. And when it comes to that giving more, we turn into mothers. We instantly turn into mothers. We have this mother instinct, and men know this. A majority of men know this. They know that, okay, I'm gonna get with this woman and I'm gonna build up, because I just know I can manipulate and I can do all this stuff to get her to prosper me. So now you're giving all your attention. You're trying to figure where he's at. You're trying to give him rules and regulations on how to eat, how to better himself, making sure he go to the doctor and stuff like. This person's a grown human being. They know to go to the doctor. If they don't know to go to the doctor, then they just gonna be sick. I'm not gonna sit there and tell you to go to the doctor. If something wrong with you, all I'm gonna sit there and say, well, then go to the doctor then. I'm not finna, no. No. But anyway, because a lot I be hearing, I've heard this growing up, like the older women talk about men don't like going to the doctor. We got to tell them to go to the doctor. We got to tell them to do this. We got to tell them to do that. And then you turn into a mom. You turn into a mom, and men know this. You're going to take care of them. They don't got to worry. So why do men build with women? Why do men like to choose women to build with? You have a lot of creative energy, women. You are eye candy. Men want you. You look good. You get a lot of attention from men. Why doesn't your man like you wearing makeup? Doesn't like you having your hair done? There's some men that like natural or whatever like that, but watch that. Once you start putting that makeup on, once you start getting your hair done, your nails done, and all stuff like that, you just do this whole 360. And now they're mad. Now they have an attitude. Now they frustrated. Now they think you cheating on them because you just want to take care of yourself. You taking care of yourself equals to you're focusing on who you are. You ain't focusing on them no more. You still love them or whatever like that, but you're taking your precious, motherly, nurturing, whatever, to focus and creating your own life. And then they're afraid of you waking up to realizing how they are and how they are treating you. Okay? Another thing is, why do men like building with women? Well, women are easily, and I'm gonna say this. If you don't know yourself, women, if you don't know how to get and keep getting it and keep it going and keep from losing it and all this stuff like that, you know what I mean? You are easily manipulated. You are easily tricked. You are gullible. You are naive. You don't know when somebody running game on you. You don't know the difference between lies and truths. You don't know nothing. Okay? You think just because the man is being nice to you, he loves you. Anybody can be nice to you. You think that just because he bought you some food, he loves you and y'all should get into a relationship. You think that since he laid down, you opened your legs, you think that he loves you. No. You think that he's telling you and making promises. Oh yes, one day we will go on that trip. One day he'll take me on a shopping spree. One day we will get this going. One day. And that one day never comes. You are easily tricked. You are easily manipulated. See, a lot of times men don't like to work with other men. First of all, because men know game. You can't fool another man with another man. You know the man. You get, okay? So they can't fall for the trickery. Okay? And okay, well, there's some men that are slow. But anyway, let me stop. But yes, okay? That's the reason why they don't like building with each other. And then another thing, there are some men who are so much in their ego that they get jealous of other men, and they don't want to be around other men because they're hating on other men when that man seems like he has it together. So they don't even want to be around them. I've noticed that a lot. They don't want to be around those group of men because they're jealous, they're envious, their ego is in the way. So that's the reason why they don't build. That's the reason why they don't build with other men, because of that. They stay away from them because of the fear of being noticed by, in their trickeries and their games and things like that, and just being called out. And most women, that's the reason why they like building with women, because of that. Women are in la la land, and when that man just treat them right on the first encounter, they fall all over heels. So that's the reason why they also like to build with you. So please be aware. Be aware of yourself. Know yourself. Do what you want to do. Wear that makeup, wear them heels, wear that dress. Take care of yourself, self-care, self-love, and don't give a rat's ass about what some man gonna think of you, okay? Have a good day.